dear viewers on Noursat TV in Tele Lumiere, and we begin our bulletin with the following headlines. Pope Leo, the love we receive from Christ opens our eyes to the wounds of others. Cardinal Pizzabella, the situation in Gaza is tragic and everything needs to be rebuilt. Bethlehem prepares to light the Christmas tree after 2 years of silence and sorrow. The 11th Mercy Christmas Market will kick off in Amman next Thursday. From the headlines to the details. Pope Leo XIV received the members of the Caritas International Representatives Council at the Apostolic Palace in the Vatican. On this occasion, the Holy Father addressed them with a speech in which he thanked them for the steadfast service their organization continues to offer to the entire Church and to the people throughout the world. The Holy Father went on to say, since its foundation, Caritas has embodied the Church's proclamation that Christ prefers the poor and the marginalized, and that the love we receive from him is never a private treasure, but is always a mission entrusted to our hands. Love makes us servants and open our eyes to the wounds of others. Pope Leo concluded his address by encouraging the Caritas Council to accompany the churches, entrusting their work to Mary, the Mother of the Poor, so that through her intercession they may remain pilgrims of hope and makers of peace. His Beatitude Cardinal Pier Battista Pizzabella, Latin Patriarch of Jerusalem, called on the international community to take the necessary steps to implement solutions capable of alleviating the suffering of people in Gaza, who are facing the efforts of 2 years of war and now endure harsh winter conditions. His Beatitude added in his remarks to Vatican media that political courage is needed to find solutions that could gradually open the way towards clearer horizons. However, reports continue to arrive from the Strip about the suffering of the population due to the rainfall that flooded the tents, in addition to the failure to meet their basic needs. He affirmed that the situation is tragic and worsening day by day, whether in terms of medicine, hospitals, tents, or blankets, and therefore everything there needs to be rebuilt. Amid the celebrations of the Feast of Saint Mary Alphonsine, a large celebration was held at the Church of the Visitation in Dabuq Amman. The event included a Holy Mass presided over by Father Jihad Shwihat, with the participation of a number of priests from various churches and the Vicar General of the Rosary Sisters, Sister Madeleine Dababne, along with several Rosary Sisters, Marian confraternities, and a large gathering of the faithful. In his homily, Father Shwihat invited the faithful to reflect on the life of Saint Alphonsine and her spirituality filled with virtues and graces. Her sacred journey was marked by love, humility, silence, sacrifice, and giving, reminding everyone of her noble role in founding missions in Jordan and Palestine. He also prayed in his homily for security and peace to prevail in the Holy Land, Gaza, and the entire region. Before the conclusion of the Mass, Sister Madeleine Dababne expressed her gratitude to Father Shwihat and all attendees for participating in this sacred celebration, wishing that all people may live in tranquility, safety, and peace. In a related context, a prayer evening was held at the Latin Church of the Assumption of the Virgin Mary in Salt on the occasion of the Feast of Blessed Alphonsine. The evening included reflections in the prayer of the Rosary with the participation of Father Tariq Hajazin, the parish priest, the Vicar General of the Rosary Sisters, Sister Madeleine Dababne, several Rosary Sisters, Marian confraternities, and a group of the city's residents. By the invitation of the pastor of St. Charbel Church and the Maronite community in Jordan, the ambassador of Lebanon, Mrs. Bridget Toq, joined the faithful in a celebration held by the Maronite Patriarchal Vicariate on the occasion of the Independence Day of the Brotherly Republic of Lebanon. A prayer evening and a festive mass were held for this occasion, presided over by Father Joseph Swade, the Patriarchal Vicar of the Maronite Church in Jordan, assisted by accompanying priests and attended by official and notable figures, members of the Parish Endowment Committee, and the Pastoral and Social Ministry Councils, the St. Charbel Brotherhood, and a large gathering of the Lebanese community. In his address, Father Swade prayed that peace may prevail throughout Lebanon so that it may return to being an independent and free homeland, and that the blessing of security and stability may endure in Jordan, its land, people, and leadership. He also expressed hopes for the success of the upcoming visit of His Holiness Pope Leo XIV to Lebanon. Following the Mass, a meeting of acquaintances was held, bringing together the Jordanian guests to the Lebanese community. Following the Mass, a meeting of acquaintance was held, bringing together the Jordanian guests and the Lebanese community. In Ramallah, Ramzi Khouri, member of the Executive Committee of the Palestine Liberation Organization and head of the Higher Presidential Committee for Church Affairs, discussed with the Jordanian ambassador to the State of Palestine, Issam al-Bdour, the arrangements for the celebrations of the blessed Christmas season and the joint efforts to ensure their success in the Holy Land. At the beginning of the meeting, Khouri praised Jordan's significant role in protecting the Islamic and Christian holy sites in the Holy City within the framework of the Hashemite custodianship. The meeting also addressed Jordanian-Palestinian cooperation to promote religious tourism in Bethlehem and Jerusalem in a way that contributes to supporting the steadfastness of the people there. In a related context, the city of Bethlehem is preparing to light the Christmas tree on the 6th of next December, after 2 years of silence and sorrow. The municipality says that the preparation, including lighting the tree in Manger Square, along with various artistic and cultural performances, in addition to efforts to attract tourists and pilgrims with the aim of reviving the city's spiritual and humanitarian character. It noted that this return carries a message of hope to the world that Bethlehem, despite the blockade and the consequences of the war in Gaza, remains committed to its spiritual role and its historic symbolism associated with peace. The parish of St. Paul the Apostle in Jbeha, Amman, celebrated the feast of Christ the King and the 13th anniversary of the founding of the youth group. During the Holy Mass, the new Youth Council was inaugurated and the theme for the year 2026, titled Be Ready, was launched. The Mass was presided over by the parish priest, Father Samer Mdanat, with the participation of the assistant priest, Father Basil Baransi, and in presence of sisters, youth group members of all categories, and a large gathering of parishioners. In his homily, Father Mdanat said that the kingship of the Lord Jesus is manifested to the world through the steadfastness of Christians, like the branches in the vine and the living stones in building God's kingdom on this earth. After the Mass, the Scout Band played its melodies in celebration of this blessed day. Under the patronage of Member of the Parliament, Engineer Haytham Ziyadeen, and in the presence of priests from Karak Governorate, with the participation of Orthodox Scouts and Guides, Sunday schools, and the Church Ladies Committee and Youth Group, and a large gathering of the faithful from various areas of the villages of the Governorate, the annual Christmas Bazaar organized by St. George Church in Karak was inaugurated. The bazaar was filled with diverse activities that brought joy and happiness to the attendees. During the celebration, the Scouts performed distinguished musical presentations and cheerful welcoming chants, while also contributing to the organization of the event. The patron of the event wished the attendees a Merry Christmas filled with peace, love, and blessings. In an atmosphere full of joy and liveliness, Latin Al Fahis Basic School held No Bag Day activities in conjunction with the Christmas celebrations. This event contributed to strengthening values of participation and teamwork among the students and create a beautiful space to celebrate the spirit of Christmas through students' cooperation in bringing decorations. On the sidelines of the celebration, a bazaar was held featuring a variety of gifts, traditional foods produced by the local community, and games and stories for children, all presented in an environment of cooperation, giving, and fostering a sense of responsibility. The school thanked its students for their commitment and engagement, as well as their parents for their continuous support and encouragement of volunteer work. The Synod of the Chaldean Church concluded in Baghdad with the participation of a large number of bishops from both Iraq and diaspora. The assembled father emphasized facing challenges and the necessity of guaranteeing the rights of Christians, noting that continued marginalization drives their members to immigrate. In an atmosphere of fraternity and responsibility, 20 bishop members of the Synod met in Baghdad under the presidency of His Beatitude Cardinal Louis Raphael Sacco. In their concluding statement, they addressed Pope Leo XIV, seeking his paternal blessing and prayers for the Chaldean Church to fulfill its mission in serving love and meeting the material, moral, and spiritual needs of the people. They highlighted the suffering of the Christian population in Iraq, including the deprivation of rights, marginalization, exclusion, and the seizure of properties, which has forced many to immigrate in search of a better environment. The Chaldean bishops expressed their deep concern over the conflicts and wars in the region and condemned all forms of violence. On World Children's Day, Palestinians remember their children who paid a heavy price as a result of the Israeli extermination war, which affected their lives and education in Gaza. Statistics indicate that around 20,000 school students in Gaza Strip were martyred, in addition to tens of thousands who were injured. Hundreds of schools, kindergartens, child centers, and nurseries were partially or completely damaged in Gaza from the start of the war until today. The Palestinian Ministry of Education emphasized the necessity of securing children's rights to protection, education, care, and more, as well as rehabilitating and the educational infrastructure in the affected areas to strengthen their resilience and steadfastness. Under the patronage of the Council of Heads of Churches in Jordan, the 11th edition of the Mercy Christmas Market will launch in Amman next Thursday. The event is organized by Noursat TV office in Jordan in cooperation with the Parish Council of St. Joseph, Jabal Amman. This event, which has become a beloved annual tradition among Jordanians, returns this year with a festive Christmas atmosphere full of joy and giving. Participants gather to support virtuous families and assist needy households during this blessed season. In a special statement, Dr. Basim Sam'an, Regional Director of Noursat TV in Holy Land and Jordan, Palestine, said that the Mercy Market represents a living space for faith and hope. She added, "At Noursat, we carry the message of standing by our needy brothers and sisters with love and dedication, and we strive to bring joy to the homes of the most vulnerable families so they can experience the Christmas spirit with dignity." This year's Mercy Market witnesses wide participation from national institutions, private companies, and local community women offering a variety of handicrafts, food products, traditional sweets, and Christmas supplies. The event will also feature a prominent presence of scouting groups from different churches presenting musical performances and festive shows, alongside choirs of parish schools children. Several artists will participate, and there will be entertainment segments especially for children, adding even more joy to the market's atmosphere. The Mercy Christmas Market is a humanitarian initiative that embraces the light of Christmas and embodies the spirit of solidarity, creating a scene of joy and love in the heart of the capital, Amman. Under the patronage of the Council of Church Leaders in Jordan, the Friends of Noursat office cordially invite you to attend and participate in the 11th Mercy Christmas Market at St. Joseph Parish in Jabal Amman First Circle at the following times. The opening will be at 6 p.m. on Thursday the 4th of December, and the market will continue for 3 days. The market features special displays for the glorious Christmas season, family gatherings, and variety of food, games, gifts, and unique activities for our beloved children. It also includes a daily raffle with valuable prizes on entry tickets. This bazaar is organized in cooperation with the Parish Council of St. Joseph of the Latins in Jabal Amman. Your presence honors us. We welcome. Dear viewers, this brings us to the end of our broadcast. Before we conclude, here's a reminder of the main highlights. Well, the love we receive from Christ opens our eyes to the wounds of others. Cardinal Pizzabella, the situation in Gaza is tragic and everything needs to be rebuilt. Bethlehem prepares to light the Christmas tree after 2 years of silence and sorrow. The 11th Mercy Christmas Market will kick off in Amman next Thursday. For more information, please visit our website, noursatjo.org. Thank you for watching. Hope you had a pleasant time. And until we meet again.